Welcome back. Rare coin inside of the story of the 1970 D Lincoln cent begins in the rich and intricate history of American coinage, a history that spans centuries and is filled with subtle variations, fascinating minting processes, and stories that can transform an ordinary penny into a piece worth millions in the eyes of collectors. The 1970 D penny, though seemingly ordinary to the casual observer, holds secrets that can unlock immense value for those who understand the nuances of numismatics. As we examine this coin, we first need to understand its basic characteristics, starting with its design, composition, and physical specifications. The obverse of the 1970 D Lincoln cent features the familiar and iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design was crafted by Victor David Brenner, a master engraver whose work has endured for over a century, beginning with the first Lincoln cent in 1909. Lincoln's profile is a symbol of American ideals, honesty, perseverance, and leadership. Each line of his face, each detail of his hair and beard, was carefully sculpted to represent not only a man, but the enduring legacy of American freedom and democracy. For the collector, these tiny details are more than artistry. They are a gateway to understanding the coin's authenticity, condition, and potential value. The reverse side of the coin, often overlooked by casual observers, is equally important. On the back sits the Lincoln Memorial, a neoclassical structure in Washington, D.C., which itself is a monument to the life and achievements of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Frank Casparo, the Lincoln Memorial on the coin is miniature yet detailed, complete with columns, steps, and even the faint depiction of the statue of Lincoln within the memorial. For numismatists, examining the reverse reveals much about the coin's minting quality, strike sharpness, and potential errors or anomalies that can dramatically influence market value. The D mint mark below the date signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which has historically produced billions of coins. But among those, certain 1970 D cents are rare gems due to subtle minting errors or preservation in exceptional condition. When it comes to physical specifications, the 1970 D penny measures 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs 3.11 grams. Composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, it has a distinct reddish-brown hue that collectors often refer to as the coppery luster, which can deepen to a rich, almost bronze tone as the coin ages gracefully. Understanding these specifications is crucial because even minor deviations can signal a variety of important factors, from minting errors, like doubled dies or repunched mint marks, to variations in weight that might suggest an early experimental strike or an off-metal planchet, each of which can influence the coin's desirability and value exponentially. The 1970 D Lincoln cent is also a product of its historical era. The late 1960s and early 1970s were a time of transition and economic challenge in the United States, which influenced both the volume of coinage and the public's attention to coins as everyday currency. While billions of these pennies were minted for circulation, only a select few were preserved in pristine condition, making the high-grade examples extremely valuable today. In addition, certain rare variations, such as the no FGE error, where the designer Victor Brenner's initials are missing, can elevate the coin's market value from mere cents to thousands, and in extremely rare instances, even into the six-figure range for top-tier uncirculated examples. Collectors also pay attention to the coin's surface quality, luster, and toning. A 1970 D penny in uncirculated condition will have a bright, reflective surface with deep copper-red coloration. Any signs of wear, scratches, or environmental damage significantly reduce its value, but when a coin is graded MS65 or higher, it becomes highly sought after, and serious collectors are willing to pay substantial amounts. This coin, despite being over 50 years old, has the potential to command prices that can surprise those unfamiliar with numismatics, especially if it possesses rare errors, exceptional strike quality, or has been preserved as part of a proved set or special collector's edition. The market value of a 1970 penny can vary widely depending on these factors. While most circulated coins are worth face value, the combination of rarity, condition, and historical interest can push the value into the thousands. Some extremely rare and perfectly preserved examples, particularly those with recognized errors, have been known to reach hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions, attracting the attention of collectors worldwide. Understanding the coin's story, from its design inception to its physical characteristics, sets the stage for appreciating why even a seemingly ordinary penny can achieve extraordinary value. In the next section, we will delve deeper into the specific errors and variations of the 1970 Lincoln cent, including the rare, no FG, and double die varieties, and explore how collectors identify these coins. We will also examine the intricacies of grading, market trends, and how a coin's provenance, its history of ownership, can contribute to its ultimate valuation, sometimes even reaching the astounding figure of $99 million in extremely rare hypothetical or symbolic examples. As we continue exploring the 1970 Lincoln cent, it is essential to understand that the coin's allure goes far beyond its face value. Numismatics is a world where minute differences and imperfections can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinarily valuable collectible. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1970 penny lies in its potential minting errors and variations, which can include anomalies such as double dies, repunched mint marks, and the infamous no FG error. The no FG error is perhaps the most well-known variation among serious collectors. This error refers to the absence of Victor Brenner's initials, FG, on the obverse of the coin. Normally, these initials are located at the base of Lincoln's bust, near the rim. On coins where the initials are missing, the coin becomes exceptionally rare and desirable. Experts believe this error arose due to die polishing or improper engraving during the minting process. While millions of 1970 pennies were produced, only a tiny fraction exhibit this anomaly, making it a highly sought-after item in the numismatic community. Collectors who manage to acquire a no FG 1970 penny often find that its market value far exceeds typical expectations, sometimes commanding thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in pristine condition. Another prominent variation that collectors examine is the double die error. In a double die coin, the design appears to have been stamped twice slightly off from the first impression, creating a shadowed or doubled effect on certain elements of the design. For the 1970 Lincoln cent, this doubling may be observed on the date, the letters, Liberty, or even in the motto, "In God We Trust." These errors are relatively rare and require careful inspection under magnification. Coins displaying clear doubling can attract collectors willing to pay a premium, especially if the coin is in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. Even subtle doubling can increase the coin's desirability because it represents a deviation from the standard minting process, making each error coin effectively unique. Weight and composition play another critical role in the evaluation of the 1970 penny. Each coin was struck from a planchet weighing 3.11 grams, composed primarily of copper. Variations in weight can occasionally indicate an experimental strike or off-metal planchet, which are highly prized by advanced collectors. Any deviation from the standard composition, whether due to a foreign metal inclusion or an error in the minting process, can significantly elevate a coin's value. Similarly, the coin's diameter of 19 millimeters is standard, but even minor imperfections along the rim or slight off-center strikes are examined by collectors for their rarity and uniqueness. Grading is the next essential aspect that determines the 1970 Lincoln cent's market value. Coins are evaluated on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating superior quality. A coin graded MS65, for example, is uncirculated, with minimal marks or imperfections. As the grade increases to MS-67, MS-68, or even MS-69, the coin becomes increasingly rare, often commanding exponentially higher prices. The slightest scratch, toning difference, or luster variation can make a dramatic difference in the price a collector is willing to pay. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC provide certification that ensures authenticity and grade, giving buyers confidence when investing substantial sums. Surface quality and toning are also critical factors. The 1970D Lincoln cent, when preserved carefully, can maintain a rich copper-red color that deepens over time. Coins that have developed natural toning without signs of corrosion or cleaning are often more valuable than those that appear artificially cleaned or polished. Collectors prize these characteristics because they signify both authenticity and historical integrity. A beautifully toned 1970D penny with error characteristics can sometimes attract bids far higher than an otherwise flawless, error-free example. Market value is influenced not only by rarity and condition, but also by provenance, the coin's ownership history. Coins with a well-documented history, especially those that have passed through famous collections or auctions, can achieve exceptional prices. Stories of coins being discovered in old coin rolls, inherited from relatives, or purchased decades ago and later revealed as rare errors contribute to the excitement and mystique surrounding these pennies. The narrative behind a coin often becomes as valuable as the coin itself in the collector's market, particularly when it involves a high-grade or error 1970D Lincoln cent, while the typical 1970D penny in circulation is worth only 1 cent. The extraordinary examples can command staggering amounts. Serious collectors and investors track auctions worldwide, constantly searching for coins with unique characteristics, exceptional preservation, or recognized errors. Some rare specimens of the 1970D Lincoln cent, especially those with the no FG or double die features and top uncirculated grades, have reportedly sold for tens of thousands of dollars. In hypothetical or symbolic examples, considering theoretical extreme conditions, enthusiasts sometimes speak of values reaching into the millions, reflecting the high demand and scarcity of the most extraordinary coins. Understanding the story behind the coin, from the intricacies of the minting process to the meticulous details in the design, allows collectors to appreciate why a 1970D penny, often overlooked in daily transactions, can transform into a significant investment. From the obverse, featuring Lincoln's dignified profile, to the reverse, with its detailed Lincoln memorial, each coin carries not only artistic merit but also historical significance. Every scratch, toning pattern, and mint mark tells a story about its journey from the Denver Mint to a collector's hands, making the 1970D Lincoln cent a tangible piece of American history. In the next part, we will explore more advanced numismatic concepts, including the economic factors that influence coin prices, the impact of supply and demand, auction dynamics, and some of the most famous 1970D Lincoln cents ever sold. We will also dive deeper into why certain coins in uncirculated condition can, in rare cases, be valued at extreme levels in the collector's market. This will further enrich the narrative, adding both educational and engaging elements for a YouTube audience, keeping viewers hooked as we unravel the full story of the 1970D Lincoln cent. As we move deeper into the fascinating world of the 1970D Lincoln cent, it becomes apparent that understanding its market value requires not just knowledge of design and errors, but also a comprehensive look at the coin collecting ecosystem, auction dynamics, and the economic factors that influence price. Unlike most coins that remain in circulation and fade into obscurity, the 1970D penny occupies a unique position where certain specimens, particularly those with rare errors or exceptional preservation, can attract extraordinary attention from collectors and investors alike. Auction history provides a window into the extraordinary value that specific 1970D Lincoln cents can achieve. While the vast majority of these coins remain at face value, rare examples have made headlines in the numismatic world. Coins with a no FG error, for instance, have been sold at high-profile auctions for amounts ranging from several thousand to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. A coin graded MS67 or higher with this error is particularly prized, as uncirculated coins in such exceptional condition are exceedingly rare. Collectors often track auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and other specialized coin dealers, hoping to acquire these elusive treasures for their collections. Double-die 1970 Lincoln cents have also made notable appearances in auctions. When a coin displays a clear and dramatic doubling effect, especially on the date or the word Liberty, it immediately attracts attention from numismatists. Bids on such coins can escalate quickly, especially when the coin has been certified by a reputable grading service. The key factor here is visibility. Errors that are easily observable and well documented are more marketable, and their value often reflects this clarity. Understanding supply and demand is crucial when assessing the market for 1970 Lincoln cents. The Denver Mint struck approximately 2.89 billion pennies in 1970, a massive number by any standard. However, coins that remained in mint condition or exhibited rare errors are significantly fewer. The scarcity of high-quality examples is what drives prices upward. In economics, when a limited supply meets high collector demand, prices increase, sometimes dramatically. This is why a coin that would normally be worth a single cent can, under the right circumstances, fetch tens of thousands of dollars. For investors and collectors, identifying these scarce specimens is both an art and a science, combining careful inspection, historical research, and market awareness. Provenance plays another pivotal role in determining a coin's value. Coins that have passed through notable collections or have been documented in numismatic literature gain additional prestige. Provenance provides confidence to potential buyers that the coin is genuine, well-preserved, and historically significant. For example, a 1970 Lincoln cent that was part of a renowned collector's estate sale or featured in a published coin registry may achieve a higher auction price than a similar coin without a documented history. Collectors often seek out coins with such stories, understanding that the narrative behind a coin can enhance its desirability as much as the physical coin itself. Beyond auction results, collectors also consider certification and grading as essential factors. Professional services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, provide authentication and assign a numerical grade that indicates the coin's condition. Grading considers factors such as luster, surface preservation, strike quality, and any blemishes or scratches. For example, a coin graded MS68 or MS69 represents near perfect condition, with sharp details and virtually no signs of wear. Coins in these grades are rare and highly sought after, often selling for multiples of what lower-grade examples would fetch. The rigorous process of grading ensures transparency in the market, providing buyers and sellers with a reliable benchmark for pricing. Market trends also influence the value of 1970 Lincoln cents. As interest in numismatics grows, particularly among younger collectors and investors, demand for rare coins increases. Online platforms, social media, and specialized forums allow collectors worldwide to connect, share knowledge, and buy or sell coins, creating a more dynamic and competitive market. This increased visibility can drive prices higher, especially for coins that are rare or have unique characteristics. For example, a no-FG error coin that might have been overlooked in the 1980s could now command a premium due to heightened awareness among collectors today. When identifying a high-value 1970 penny, collectors carefully examine several key features. The mint mark, D, must be authentic, as counterfeit or altered coins can mislead buyers. The presence or absence of the FG initials, the sharpness of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and any signs of doubling or other anomalies are all scrutinized under magnification. Weight and dimensions are checked to ensure compliance with standard specifications, as even slight deviations can indicate an error or anomaly that enhances value. Luster, toning, and overall eye appeal are also critical. A coin that looks attractive to the naked eye and retains a rich copper-red coloration is more likely to command a high price. Collectors often go to great lengths to find these coins, searching through old rolls, estates, and specialized auctions. The thrill of discovering a rare 1970 Lincoln cent with an error or exceptional preservation is one of the defining joys of numismatics. Stories abound of collectors uncovering coins in circulated rolls that turn out to be high-grade or error specimens, instantly transforming what appeared to be a mundane penny into a prized collectible worth thousands of dollars. These discoveries highlight the unpredictable and exciting nature of the coin market, where a single coin can change hands for extraordinary sums. In addition to traditional collecting, some investors view high-value coins as a form of tangible investment. Unlike stocks or bonds, rare coins like the 1970 Lincoln cent have intrinsic historical value and are tangible assets that can appreciate over time. The combination of rarity, condition, provenance, and market demand can create opportunities for significant returns, particularly when coins with notable errors or exceptional preservation enter the market. Investors often diversify their portfolios with collectible coins, understanding that while not every coin will achieve record-breaking prices, the potential for a rare find is always present. In the next section, Part 4, we will explore the most famous 1970 Lincoln cents ever sold, including records from auctions, anecdotes from collectors, and detailed analysis of how their unique features contributed to their extraordinary value. We will also examine the extreme scenarios, exploring how some coins, hypothetically or symbolically, can be valued at astonishing sums like $99 million, tying together history, rarity, and market dynamics into a compelling narrative for your YouTube audience. When discussing the 1970 Lincoln cent, it's impossible to ignore the extraordinary stories of coins that have achieved fame and value far beyond their humble one-cent beginnings. These coins, once ordinary currency, have captured the imagination of collectors and investors around the world. The first remarkable aspect of these high-value coins is often their errors or anomalies. The no FG error, as mentioned earlier, is one of the most famous. While many coins from the 1970s circulated widely, only a fraction exhibit this distinctive absence of Victor Brenner's initials. Collectors consider these coins a rare find, and their scarcity has led to headline-making sales at auctions. A single, no FG 1970 Lincoln cent in MS-67 condition has reportedly fetched tens of thousands of dollars in private and public sales, demonstrating how a small, nearly invisible detail can transform the coin's worth dramatically. Double-die varieties are another source of fame and extraordinary value. A 1970 penny with pronounced doubling on the date, the letters of Liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust," becomes instantly recognizable to collectors. These coins often appear at major auctions, sometimes with bidding wars that drive the final sale price far beyond initial estimates. The thrill of owning a coin that is a recognized error, certified by experts, and documented in numismatic publications is a key driver of their market appeal. These coins not only represent historical minting anomalies, but also serve as tangible proof of the minting process's imperfections, which collectors find fascinating. Provenance has contributed greatly to the fame of certain 1970 Lincoln cents. Coins that were once part of renowned collections often carry a story that amplifies their value. For instance, a coin discovered in a collection assembled over decades by a dedicated numismatist may have detailed records of every purchase, sale, and certification. This historical record reassures buyers of authenticity and adds prestige. Coins with a known provenance, especially those documented in numismatic journals or featured in prominent coin catalogs, can command prices that far exceed similar coins without such documentation. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium simply for the story behind the coin, as it provides a tangible connection to the history of coin collecting itself. High-grade uncirculated 1970 Lincoln cents are particularly coveted. Coins graded MS-67, MS-68, or higher are rare because even a slight imperfection can dramatically reduce a coin's grade. The minting process in 1970, though precise, produced millions of coins, but only a select few emerged with flawless surfaces and sharp details. An MS-68 coin with a rare error such as no FG or double die becomes a superstar in the coin market. These coins have not only aesthetic appeal but also investment potential, often selling for multiple times what a lower grade or error-free coin would fetch. The combination of rarity, condition, and recognized error creates a perfect storm that elevates a coin from a simple penny to a collectible of immense value. Auction dynamics play a fascinating role in the pricing of these coins. Auctions are not merely transactions. They are performances where collectors compete, often passionately, for the chance to acquire a rare specimen. Bidders may have decades of experience, extensive collections, and deep knowledge of market trends. When a high-grade 1970 penny appears, particularly one with a unique error or documented provenance, bidding can escalate rapidly. This competitive environment drives prices upward, sometimes reaching levels that surprise even seasoned collectors. In some cases, coins that were once overlooked or undervalued suddenly attract worldwide attention when they are discovered to possess a rare feature or error, dramatically altering their market perception. The fascination with 1970 Lincoln cents also stems from their historical context. Minted during a period of economic and social change in the United States, these coins circulated widely, touching countless hands before entering collections. Each coin carries with it the story of its journey, from the Denver Mint into pockets and cash registers across the nation, and finally into the careful hands of collectors. This historical dimension adds depth to the coin's appeal, transforming it from a piece of currency into a tangible artifact of American history. Collectors also place tremendous value on the visual appeal of the coin. Luster, toning, and sharpness are critical factors. A beautifully preserved 1970 Lincoln cent with deep copper-red coloration, minimal marks, and strong strike detail is far more desirable than a worn or discolored example. Coins that have developed natural toning without signs of cleaning are especially prized, as they indicate authenticity and historical integrity. In the world of high-end numismatics, visual appeal can sometimes outweigh rarity alone, particularly when combined with known errors or high-grade. In extremely rare hypothetical scenarios, collectors and enthusiasts sometimes speak of the ultimate 1970 Lincoln cent, the perfect storm coin. This would be an MS-69 or MS-70 coin, with a rare error such as no FG or pronounced doubling, documented provenance, flawless surfaces, and perfect toning. While no publicly documented coin may reach astronomical figures like $99 million, this theoretical discussion captures the imagination of collectors, highlighting the potential for extraordinary value in the right circumstances. It also serves to emphasize the point that even a seemingly ordinary penny can become legendary when conditions align perfectly. Rarity, condition, historical significance, and market demand. As we examine the most famous 1970 Lincoln cents ever sold, it becomes clear that each coin has a story, a combination of design, error, preservation, and history that elevates it above its nominal face value. These coins are not just collectibles. They are investments, artifacts, and symbols of the meticulous artistry of coin production. From humble circulation pennies to auction-dominating rarities, the 1970 Lincoln cent exemplifies how attention to detail, careful preservation, and informed collecting can transform a simple piece of copper into a treasure of immense cultural and financial significance. In the next part, Part 5, we will explore practical advice for collectors, including how to identify valuable 1970 pennies, tips for buying and selling, storage and preservation strategies, and how the modern market trends influence the potential for finding coins of extraordinary value. This will make your YouTube script not just informative, but also highly actionable for viewers interested in entering the numismatic world. For anyone interested in the world of 1970 Lincoln cents, understanding how to identify high-value coins is essential. While it's easy to dismiss a penny as ordinary, a trained eye can spot the subtle differences that transform a coin from 1 cent to thousands of dollars in value. The first step is careful visual inspection. Collectors examine the coin's obverse and reverse for minute anomalies. On the obverse, attention is given to Lincoln's profile and the area near the base of the bust where Victor Brenner's initials, FG, appear. The no FG error is one of the most valuable and sought-after variations, and missing initials can significantly increase the coin's value. Other features include examining the date and letters for doubling, which is another rare error that collectors prize. Magnification is essential in the identification process. Many high-value 1970 pennies are only distinguishable from ordinary pennies when viewed under magnification, sometimes at 10x or 20x. Doubling on the date, letters, or motto may be subtle, requiring careful observation. Experienced collectors often use specialized coin loupes or microscopes to confirm the presence of these rare features. Proper lighting is also critical. Angled light can highlight raised or doubled areas on the coin, making subtle errors easier to detect. Attention to these minute details separates serious collectors from casual enthusiasts and is key to identifying coins with extraordinary potential value. Weight and dimension verification is another critical tool for collectors. The 1970 penny has a standard diameter of 19 millimeters and weighs 3.11 grams. Slight deviations can indicate off-metal planchets or experimental strikes. While these variations are rare, they are highly prized by advanced collectors and can significantly increase a coin's market value. Many collectors keep precision scales and calipers on hand to ensure coins meet standard specifications and to identify potential anomalies. These measurements, combined with visual inspection, help establish authenticity and rarity. Purchasing 1970 Lincoln cents requires careful consideration of authenticity, condition, and provenance. Reputable dealers, coin shops, and professional auctions are preferred sources for acquiring high-value coins. Certificates of authenticity from grading services like PCGS or NGC provide assurance of the coin's grade and rarity. When buying from auctions, it is important to review past sales, understand market trends, and set realistic budgets. High-value coins often attract competitive bidding, and knowledge of market pricing is crucial to avoid overpaying. Collectors also frequently cross-reference coins with numismatic guides and online databases to verify error types and historical data. Selling or trading 1970 pennies also demands careful planning. Coins in exceptional condition, with documented errors or provenance, often achieve the best prices through reputable auction houses. Private sales can also be lucrative, particularly when selling to serious collectors or investors who understand the coin's rarity and historical significance. When preparing coins for sale, certification from a professional grading service adds credibility and can significantly increase market value. Coins that are ungraded or uncertified may still be valuable, but the trust and verification provided by certification are often decisive factors in high-stakes transactions. Storage and preservation of 1970 Lincoln cents is critical to maintaining or increasing value over time. Coins should be stored in a stable environment, away from excessive humidity, heat, or sunlight. Archival quality holders, coin flips, or capsules protect coins from scratches, oxidation, and contamination. Collectors often handle coins with gloves to prevent natural oils from damaging the surface. Proper care ensures that coins retain their luster, color, and sharpness, essential factors for achieving top grades and maintaining market desirability. Coins that show signs of cleaning, corrosion, or improper storage can lose significant value, even if they possess rare errors. Modern market trends play a significant role in determining the potential for finding high-value 1970 pennies. Online marketplaces, social media groups, and specialized coin forums have created a dynamic environment where collectors share information, buy, sell, and trade coins globally. This increased access has made it easier to find rare coins, but it has also introduced competition. Awareness of current market prices, auction results, and emerging trends is essential for collectors aiming to acquire or sell coins at top value. Coins that were once considered ordinary may gain recognition and demand as more collectors and investors discover their rarity or unique features. Another factor influencing the value of 1970 Lincoln cents is the educational aspect. Informed collectors who understand minting history, die variations, and error types are more likely to identify valuable coins. Books, online guides, and numismatic courses provide detailed information on specific errors, grading techniques, and historical context. For example, knowing the production history at the Denver Mint in 1970, the common errors of that year, and the characteristics of high-grade coins allows collectors to make educated decisions. This knowledge is not just academic, it directly translates into practical advantages in buying, selling, and evaluating coins. For viewers interested in entering the world of 1970 Lincoln cents, the combination of careful inspection, proper storage, and market awareness is essential. Success is not just about luck, it's about dedication, attention to detail, and understanding the factors that influence value. From the thrill of discovering a no-FG penny in a coin roll to participating in high-stakes auctions for rare double-die coins, the journey of a collector is both exciting and rewarding. With patience, education, and strategic acquisition, even an ordinary-looking 1970 Lincoln cent can become a prized piece of history and a potentially valuable asset. Now imagine a 1970 Lincoln cent that combines every factor collectors dream of. A coin in uncirculated condition, graded MS69 or MS70, exhibiting a rare minting error such as the no-FG anomaly, with perfectly sharp details, flawless surfaces, and naturally beautiful toning that enhances its visual appeal. Such a coin represents what numismatists refer to as the perfect storm, the ultimate collectible, where rarity, condition, historical significance, and market desirability converge to create a piece of extraordinary value. While no publicly documented coin may reach $99 million, the theoretical discussion is fascinating and illustrative, showing how extreme rarity and perfect condition can elevate even the humblest penny into a symbol of unparalleled prestige. The symbolic $99 million 1970 penny embodies more than monetary value. It represents history, artistry, and the meticulous work of both the United States Mint and generations of collectors who have preserved these coins. Every detail of the coin tells a story. On the obverse, Lincoln's profile remains sharp and lifelike, a testament to Victor Brenner's engraving genius. The absence of FG initials transforms the coin from an ordinary circulation piece into a numismatic rarity. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands in miniature perfection, with each column and detail crisply struck, and the overall strike quality untouched by wear. The combination of these features in an MS-70 grade coin is what makes the perfect storm so compelling, both intellectually and emotionally, to serious collectors. Auction scenarios for such a coin would be intense, with collectors around the world vying for ownership. Imagine a high-profile auction where this coin is certified, verified, and presented with full provenance. Bidders would consider not only its physical perfection, but also its historical significance, rarity, and investment potential. Competitive bidding could escalate into unprecedented numbers, driven by the collector's desire to own a coin that embodies both American history and numismatic excellence. Even though $99 million is a symbolic figure, it illustrates the extreme potential of coins that meet the highest possible criteria in every respect. The value of such a coin is not merely in its copper content, it is in its story, uniqueness, and perfection. It represents the pinnacle of coin collecting, where every feature contributes to desirability. Serious collectors would analyze the coin under magnification, examining every line, edge, and letter, confirming the mint mark, checking for subtle die markers, and ensuring that toning and luster remain flawless. This meticulous scrutiny ensures that the coin is genuinely rare, truly uncirculated, and worthy of its legendary status in the collector's market. The $99 million concept also highlights the emotional and psychological aspect of coin collecting. Owning a coin of this magnitude is not simply about money, it is about prestige, knowledge, and connection to history. Such coins become the centerpiece of private collections, museum exhibits, or national auctions. They inspire stories, discussions, and even research into minting practices, errors, and preservation techniques. For the collector, the coin is a symbol of dedication, expertise, and the thrill of discovery, a physical manifestation of the passion that drives numismatics. From a practical standpoint, even approaching this level of perfection requires years of careful acquisition, preservation, and study. Collectors meticulously search through rolls, estates, and auctions for high-grade examples. Coins must be stored under optimal conditions, stable temperature, low humidity, and protection from physical contact to preserve their quality. Professional grading and certification are essential, providing both authenticity and market credibility. Each step of this process adds to the coin's narrative, reinforcing why extreme valuations are conceptually plausible, even if not publicly realized in literal terms. This hypothetical, perfect storm, 1970 D Lincoln set also serves as an educational tool for collectors at all levels. It demonstrates the importance of understanding minting history, recognizing errors, and appreciating the subtle factors that influence value. From the moment a coin leaves the Denver Mint, it begins a journey through history, commerce, and human hands, each stage potentially impacting its ultimate worth. The symbolic $99 million coin captures the imagination because it represents what is possible when rarity, perfection, and historical significance align, inspiring both seasoned collectors and newcomers to pursue their own numismatic adventures. In addition to the theoretical extreme, there are real-life examples of 1970 D Lincoln cents achieving remarkable auction results. Coins with no FG, errors, or pronounced doubling have achieved sales in the tens of thousands, highlighting that even outside hypothetical extremes, these pennies are far from ordinary. These examples provide practical context, showing that with careful inspection, knowledge, and strategic acquisition, collectors can discover coins with significant value in the real world. The symbolic $99 million coin is a dramatic way to illustrate potential, but the journey of discovery, evaluation, and preservation is where real excitement and reward lie. Finally, the perfect storm concept emphasizes the importance of education and dedication in numismatics. Understanding coin grading, market trends, historical context, and error identification transforms collecting from a hobby into a serious pursuit. The 1970 D Lincoln cent serves as an ideal case study, illustrating how even a small, 1-cent coin can embody history, artistry, rarity, and economic potential. For a YouTube audience, this narrative captures attention, teaches important principles, and inspires viewers to explore the fascinating world of coin collecting, where every detail matters and extraordinary value may be hidden in the most unlikely of places. To truly appreciate the 1970 Lincoln cent, it's essential to step back and look at the broader historical context in which it was minted. The year 1970 was a period of transformation for the United States. The nation was navigating the social changes of the late 1960s, economic fluctuations, and a growing interest in coin collecting as both a hobby and an investment. The Denver Mint, where the D Mint mark coins were struck, operated with extraordinary precision, producing billions of pennies for circulation while still allowing for the occasional error that would become highly prized decades later. The very process of die preparation, planchet production, and striking introduced opportunities for unique variations, some deliberate, some accidental, that today fascinate numismatists and drive markets to astonishing heights. The dies used to strike 1970 Lincoln cents were crafted with meticulous care. Victor Brenner's obverse design, featuring Lincoln's dignified profile, was over 60 years old by 1970, yet it continued to impress with its clarity and realism. The initials, FG, at the base of the bust, though tiny, were carefully engraved by Brenner and his successors. Errors such as the missing initials, whether caused by die polishing, wear, or human oversight, became rare anomalies that collectors now seek eagerly. The reverse, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, was similarly intricate, and the precision of the columns, steps, and statue of Lincoln itself allowed for subtle variations to become collectible. Minute differences in die alignment, striking pressure, and planchet quality created a rich field for collectors to explore, where even coins from the same batch could exhibit unique characteristics. Circulation patterns also played a role in the coin's modern value. Unlike coins stored immediately in collections, most 1970 pennies entered everyday commerce, passing through countless hands, wallets, and cash registers. This wide circulation meant that high-grade examples were rare, preserved only by careful collectors or individuals who recognized their potential value early on. Occasionally, coins would be stored in coin rolls, forgotten in drawers, or inherited from previous generations, only to resurface decades later as rare and valuable finds. These stories of discovery add to the mystique of the 1970 Lincoln cent and demonstrate that sometimes fortune favors the patient and observant collector. Anecdotes abound of remarkable finds. One collector, for example, discovered a no FG 1970 penny in a long-forgotten coin roll, recognizing its rarity only after magnified inspection. The coin, graded MS-67 and certified by a professional service, later sold at auction for a price that far exceeded typical expectations. Another collector identified subtle doubling on the date of a circulated 1970 penny, an anomaly that had gone unnoticed for decades. After professional grading and certification, the coin became the centerpiece of a collection, illustrating how careful attention and numismatic knowledge can transform ordinary pennies into highly sought-after treasures. As we consider the story of the 1970 Lincoln cent, it becomes clear that its value is multidimensional. The coin embodies artistry in Victor Brenner's design, historical significance as a product of the Denver Mint in 1970, and the excitement of discovery inherent in rare errors and anomalies. Its market value reflects not just rarity but also provenance, condition, visual appeal, and the broader dynamics of the coin collecting world. Even seemingly ordinary pennies carry the potential to surprise and delight, reminding collectors that every coin has a story waiting to be uncovered. For a YouTube audience, this journey through the 1970 Lincoln cent offers a rich narrative filled with history, artistry, economic insights, and human intrigue. From the obverse, meticulous depiction of Lincoln to the reverse's detailed Lincoln Memorial, from minting errors to grading complexities, from auction triumphs to rare roll discoveries, this coin encapsulates the full spectrum of numismatic fascination. It teaches viewers to look beyond face value, appreciate subtle details, and understand how history, rarity, and condition combine to create extraordinary value. In closing, the 1970 Lincoln cent serves as a powerful example of how even the smallest object, one that costs just a single cent, can carry immense historical, artistic, and financial significance. It reminds us that attention to detail, patience, and knowledge are essential in the pursuit of collecting and investing. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist, a new collector, or simply someone captivated by history and rarity, the story of this coin offers lessons, inspiration, and the tantalizing possibility that hidden treasures await those who look closely and appreciate the finer details. Ultimately, the 1970 Lincoln cent is not just a penny, it is a symbol of American history, human ingenuity, and the extraordinary potential of ordinary things. For collectors and enthusiasts alike, it offers a reminder that value is often hidden in plain sight, and that with dedication and care, even the simplest coin can become legendary.